Now on BBC Two for the Midlands, it's time for this week's edition of Midlands Report.
Sunday morning early, and a village wakes to the sound of a car boot sale starting its day. From innocent beginnings, car boot sales have become one of the 90s fastest growing leisure pursuits. In some areas, these sales are hodgepodge events which stretch the facilities and the patience of local communities. Traders have moved in, turning boot sales into huge uncontrolled Sunday markets. They've also become an easy outlet for people selling counterfeit and, in some cases, stolen goods. The phenomenon of car boot sales has been around now for about 10 years. A few cars behind the local village hall or on the garage forecourt. But since those days, the image has changed dramatically, and car boot sales have grown. A car boot sale doesn't need planning permission. Under EU rules, farmers have had to take hundreds of acres out of farming. So this man is using that acreage to run a boot sale. Each Sunday, 10,000 visitors and 4,000 vehicles arrive at this site at Studley in Warwickshire.
From our point of view as farmers, we have been told we cannot put this land back into agricultural use for 10 years under set-aside schemes. Therefore, we want some method of getting a further income from it. Car boot sales happens to be one of those ideas.
Car boot sales are big business. As Quinney's profits have increased, so have the number of visitors and the amount of traffic. The strain this has put on local facilities has led to complaints to the parish council.
When the Studley Car Boot Sale started, and it was a very small enterprise, the problems weren't as great. But when you talk about 400 traders coming on site, 1.5 million visitors coming, you're talking about a different thing. For the Greenbelt policy and the Special Landscape Areas policy protect this area from development. People may say that a car boot sale is not a development. However, if you go and have a look at the site of the Studley Car Boot Sale, you will see permanent roads. Those roads are very, very obvious, and they are there for 12 months of the year.
Although a boot sale doesn't need planning permission, under planning rules it must only be held on 14 days of the year. Mr. Quinney trades every Sunday from April to October, so he's breaking the 14-day rule and is now facing a public inquiry.
If Mr. Quinney, in fact, ran for his allowed 14 days rather than his 32 days, which he now runs, people may not get so worried about it. But the trouble with car boot sales is they grow. They grow like topsy.
You trade here double the amount of time that you're entitled to, that is once a week instead of once a fortnight. Isn't that, in a sense, putting heavy weight on the local facilities, the local roads?
I don't think so. I don't think we're putting a strain on the roads any more than other tourist attractions like Stratford-on-Avon. Yes, we do have a lot of cars through at the weekend, but we've got plenty of parking space, and therefore they are off the road very quickly.
The main concern for the local police at any sizable boot sale is the amount of traffic arriving. It's their job to deal with congestion.
2 or 3 houses that overlook the site have got a genuine complaint, and I understand their problem, and we do try, and by policing their houses and putting cones outside their houses, we do minimise the inconvenience to them.
Mr. Quinney could avoid breaking the 14-day rule by simply moving to another of his own fields. That's called hedge hopping. Near Eccleshall in Staffordshire, the organiser of this boot sale does indulge in hedge hopping. After 14 days, he moves to another field. At the moment, that's perfectly legal, but that can have a big impact on a rural area like this. For many people who use car boot sales, the object is to find a bargain.
I've got these given to me off a lady for the children because one of the batches have decayed inside.
I've just purchased a compressor at a bargain price, yeah. Very pleased with it.
What did you pay for that?
It was £8, and I would have spent about £160 if I'd have purchased one from a shop. So.
It's a tremendous bargain,
Yeah,
isn't
it is, it really is, yeah.
But how do you know it's going to work?
I don't, it's a chance you take on car boot sales.
I bought a flashlight because the children use them and they go through the batteries.
I don't think I'd buy electrical goods. Although we have just bought a little lamp.
But that's never been used anyway, so...
I mean, it's nothing that gives off any heat or anything.
And I bought that for the wife, for a face to make it up. And 2 hammers for the grandchildren because they like hammering things. And these binoculars, which were about £5, got them for 50p. And a lens for my camera, which was £5. And some perfumes for the wife, 50p each. And those are what I bought.
The phenomenon of the boot sale began in America. Over here, wherever you go, you'll find the dealers in ahead of you. For them, it's big business. The lure of the bargain is strong. Your rubbish will be some dealer's treasure. There's a car boot sale, not a car boot sale. This is quite obviously not car boot, it's fresh fruit. The stall is 20 feet wide. Over here, we've got books, not the dusty kind you find in garage or attic. These are still in their wrappers, they're brand new. But the fact of the matter is that there's nothing illegal about setting up stalls of this size at a car boot sale.
Now, I've seen diamonds at £5, I've seen them at over 500, but what I've yet to see is a diamond that does a curve, a shape or a design. That's 4mm 32-inch, by the way. Although it's never sharp, it can't...
Whether their stall is 6 feet or 30 feet wide, it's difficult to get anyone to admit that they're anything more than a booter. But it isn't hard to spot the professional salesman.
That's exactly how it breaks.
But you're not a car booter, you're a true salesman, aren't you?
No, I'm a car booter.
Come on,
See what you
pull the
do,
other one.
you get into car boots and then you become a salesman afterwards.
So you've learned your skills here, have you?
Basically, yeah.
But this, I mean, is this really taking the place of the market now, the car boot sale?
Yeah, I think it is.
Why do you come here as opposed to going to Sunday markets?
The rent's cheaper, more people, bigger.
And you do better trade?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be here if I didn't do the trade, would I?
Well, you've nearly sold me one.
Oh, well, yeah, I ain't finished yet. I'll sell you one in a minute.
No proof of that fact, but I don't want them on the site anymore.
Okay?
At present, the onus is on the more scrupulous owners to control their own sites and be on the lookout for illegal goods.
Two lads at work live above my shop in Birmingham.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm doing quite well here. I'm a bit confused as to whatever they've done, but whatever they've done, it doesn't concern me.
Yeah, all right. If they work for you, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
just
I don't want to lose my pitch.
No, you won't, but don't bring them again, all
yeah,
right?
For sure.
But it's been reported by 3 or 4 booters that they're shoplifting. Now, I haven't got the evidence.
I'm sure you of that.
I haven't got the evidence. I can't search them because I don't know what I'm looking for.
That's what I say, because I mean, they're only casual lads, I don't even know. Yeah. They only live up the road from my shop.
Well, you can come on, but don't bring them on again.
Yeah,
all right.
well, rely on you.
All right.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll rely on you for
Cheers.
that. Above all, I would like to see the council give a licence to operate as a car boot sale for 12 months, renew it if they are happy with it, or cancel it if they're not. And therefore, we're not looking for a permanent development.
I would be very happy if they are licensed and monitored like everything else. It's basically to keep the unsavoury element out of it. I mean, it's good for the... It would be good for the whole image of car boot sales. I think they have rather a poor public image at the moment, unnecessarily so.
Counterfeit goods, unscrupulous dealers and traffic congestion are nowhere near as great as the fascination for hunting down a good bargain. The car boot sale is still a growth industry.